free advice is often overpriced. How many of you have ever heard that saying over the years, or some little iteration of that saying over the years? Whenever I ever hear that comment or something akin to that, I always get a little bit of a chuckle, because there is a lot of truth to that, right? And even though you're listening to me, this is Andy Liechty, a part of Andy Liechty and Associates with FC Tucker. Even though I come to you each and every month with the Central Indiana Real Estate Market Watch, while this advice that I'm giving to you, or this information that I'm giving to you, may be free on your end, trust me that it's come at a great price for me over the years, over 20 years of doing this, and over 850 retail transactions and countless, investor deals over the years. So this is advice that I've learned through practical experience, and that certainly is not free, right? But I hope that I'm able to distill a lot of this information down for you and just make it valuable for you. If you or somebody is thinking about making a move here in 2025, right? The calendar's now turned. We're here at the start of the year, and you know what? Rates are high. Actually, rates are higher than they've been in the last 18 months. I just saw that today. We're pushing close to 7.25 right now on a 30-year fix, and so a lot of people are frustrated by that, right? They're pining back to the days of when interest rates were 3% or 4%, which I don't really know why that's the case, because that's what people were paying, 50 grand over appraised value and waiving inspections. People kind of forget about that aspect of it. Well, right now, we're into a lot more of a professionals market, and I'm really thankful for that. So, and really what that means for my buyers and sellers here in 2025, I think we're going to have a lot more of a normalcy, after about 3 or 4 years of, extremes one way or the other. We kind of had the surge of transactions with COVID and all the free money going around. And then the last 2 years, a lot of you may know, we've had the fewest number of transactions in the United States for residential real estate transactions since 1994. So over the last 30 years, 2023 and 2024 were two of the fewest number of transactions that we've had, and that's with 60 to 70 million more people in this country. So it's really been kind of a journey of extremes, and I think we're slowly pushing our way back toward the middle right now, and getting a little bit more of a measured approach, a little bit more of a traditional professional market that we're seeing, and I'm really thankful for that and what that means for buyers and sellers, because I think there's opportunities on both sides, even though rates are a little bit higher. But let's get into the data right now and kind of see where things stand based on last month's statistics. So this would be for December of 2024, and just like we always do, we'll compare it to a year ago and then also 4 years prior. So anyway, in Central Indiana, last month there were 16.8% more homes for sale than there was a year ago at that same time. Hamilton County had 12.4% more homes for sale, and Marion County, you were 14.7%. Home sales, although home sales are still down, we're starting to see them come back a little bit more. Central Indiana was only down 1% of home sales in December. Hamilton County was down 3.1%, and Marion County was down just a little bit more at 4.5%. However, even with more homes on the market and fewer homes, so a lot of times that's when you get the dynamics of a softer market. And a lot of times with a softer market, there'll start to be falling prices. We did not see that this year. In fact, the average home price in Central Indiana in 2025 went up by 4.2%. Hamilton County went up 2%, and actually Marion County, you went up 8%. So even though we had more inventory and fewer sales, we are still seeing prices remain very solid. Now we're seeing a lot fewer transactions go on, and particularly when you compare that to 4 years ago. So the number of homes that were sold in Central Indiana in December of 2020 was 28.2% more than what was sold in December of 2024. In Hamilton County, 4 years ago, there were 25.6 more homes for sale 4 years ago than there were now. And in Marion County, 35% more homes were sold in December of 2020, as opposed to December of 2024. So we have seen quite a bit fewer transactions. even though inventory has been much higher compared to 4 years ago, 77% higher in central Indiana. That's over 2,000 homes, by the way. So 4 years ago, there were 2,000 more homes on the, or now there's 2,000 more homes on the market than there was 4 years ago, and there's 28% fewer home sales going on. That's amazing. 53% more homes for sale in Hamilton County versus the same time 4 years ago. And then in Marion County, 55.7% more homes for sale now than compared to 4 years ago. We still have seen, we're seeing appreciation level off. As I mentioned, on average, home sale prices have gone up 4.2% in the last year here in central Indiana. However, over the last 4 years, central Indiana has gone up 38.6% in home values. Hamilton County was 42.5%, and Marion County was 38.2%. The average homeowner in central Indiana has seen their home value increase by $97,000 over the last 4 years. So that's kind of the lay of the land in regards to what's currently going on in the market, how it compared to a year ago, and how it was even 4 years ago. So what the heck does that have to do with anybody still listening to this right now? So, well, again, as I said, I think we're getting a lot more of a normal market right now. The average days on market in Hamilton County and in Marion County right now is 33 days. Back in the really tight times, when people were pining for the interest rates at 3% and low fours, we were seeing average days on market of 8 or 9 days. This is 3 to 4 times faster, 3 to 4 times slower in terms of days on market. So we are seeing buyers have a lot more choice right now. We're seeing homes stay on the market right now. So what does that mean if you're looking to make a move in 2025? That means that if you're a buyer, you generally will have some more opportunities to negotiate. One of the ways we're negotiating is being able to potentially maybe ask a seller to pay closing costs, maybe to pay points to buy your rate down. That may be a good strategy. By the way, we also have a couple of other strategies if you're looking to maybe find other ways to have discounted interest rates. Just message us down below or reach out to us so we can tell you more about how we strategically go about that for some of our buyer clients. But that's one way to do it. You're going to have a little bit more choice. The market's not going to be as fast if you're a buyer, so you can really pick the house that's right for you rather than fighting over the very few number of homes that were available, say 3 years ago, right? So I think that's a really, really good thing. Sellers, if you're a seller, most sellers, you're a buyer first before you're a seller, right? That you're only selling if there's somewhere you want to move. Well, again, you're going to have a little bit more choice in the market. You'll also be competing against more choice on the market. So do you know the two most important factors to maximizing the value of your home? What that primary filter is? Do you know how to identify what the opportune buyer for your home is, the person to most likely buy your home? And do you have a plan for how to go direct to them to let them know that you have something that they want and that they could really value? At Andy Liechty and Associates, we have specific plans for that we would love to share with you. So I say all this because if it sounds like it's a little bit more of a normal time, it's because it is. A lot of people are fretting about the interest rates, but in fact, if you look at the last 50-year average for interest rates here in the United States, it's a little under 7.75% on a 30-year fixed. I believe it's 7.72% maybe. Just in that window from 2010 to 2021, early 2022, that period of time, the average 30-year fixed rate was about 4.5%. So while we were used to, in our world, rates at 4% or less or 4.5% or less being normal, the truth of the matter is that was the abnormal time. We are approaching more normal times right now. And the one thing about time is time keeps moving on, right? So if you're somebody that's been holding off, waiting for rates to go down, I would encourage you to understand the dynamics, the historical data, and make a decision that's right for you. You know, if you want to continue to stay where you're at, that's perfectly fine. But I think if you're looking to make a move, rather than wishing and lamenting on what you hope things would be in terms of interest rates, look at the landscape out there and see what the opportunity is for you to help you win in this market. Here at Andy Liechty and Associates, we want to help you win in this market. So if you know somebody that would appreciate this information, please share this video with them. If you know somebody that would be interested in some of the specific, unique premium services that we provide our clients, we would love to chat with them. And as always, we're never too busy for your referrals. Thanks so much.